great-great-grandfather who started the business. 1898 we were founded. We started in a blacksmith shop on this very same site, taking over that relatively small business and now building up to the stage where we're a company with 520 employees, 19 locations across the southeast. It's come a long way. We like to see people come up through the ranks within the company, and when you enter an apprenticeship, it sort of gives you a real insight into the workings of the company. I think it means you can go a long way.
It's 35 years I've been here this year. I started in here as an apprentice. I started for the first 18 months on the agricultural side. Then once I'd finished the apprenticeship, I stayed in the workshop. Had an apprentice under me, I'm looking after an apprentice.
I was an apprentice, yeah. I started here as a construction apprentice actually, with David Woods, who is now working here as a service manager. You can work your way up, every year I get sent on courses to bring myself up to date with the modern tractors and the modern combine harvesters and all the latest technology.
At the moment I'm working with one of the other technicians and he guides me and sets me tasks, jobs to do and things. I've never been one for sitting in classrooms or anything, so this sort of, makes sense to me. The variety of it, you've got everything from hydraulics to normal engine components, just sheer variety in the implements that go on the back of it.
When I started as an apprentice, I had a goal and I said to myself, before I'm 30 I'd like to be a workshop manager. I achieved that, and it's the way to go. You've got to have a goal in life, and you've got to start somewhere.
This year we are going for an extra large recruitment of 17 apprentices. It's nice, I would hope, for anyone looking for an apprenticeship to think that you wouldn't be alone. You'd be starting with other people.
You are made a part of the team at the end of the day. You're not given just the boy jobs all the time. You do get the opportunity to show what you can do.
The first 3 years you do block release at college, at Reeseath College in Cheshire, which comprises of 3 blocks a year, lasting for roughly 4 weeks at a time. It's a mixture of classroom and practical based lessons.
I'm currently out with a fitter at the moment, doing a lot of services. I learn a lot more out in the van, getting to see different sites, getting to see a load of different machines, different jobs. Why put yourself in loads of debt when you could already start building your future, start saving money and make a career? You're always going to be in work. If you've got a trade behind you, especially a mechanic, you're always going to have work.
I started with Ernest Doe in 2001 as my level 3 apprenticeship. When we first started, it was all spanner work. Computers at the time really then just start to take off, and then all of a sudden we then get introduced to a laptop computer, and this is where we are today, using laptops more than my 19mm spanner. We're using more laptop work for the GPS, for diagnosing the faults, and for everything else around the tractor.
I spent 5 years as a service technician in the workshop, and GPS and precision farming just become a bigger part of the job. And the opportunity for precision farming specialists come up, and I took it because it's down to the fact now that GPS and precision farming also relies on tractor sales as well. If the customer can't have what he wants on his tractor to make it steer itself, then he won't buy the tractor. So it's become such a big part of the business that it requires a specialist, and when the job come up, I took it.
People might be pleasantly surprised by the earning potential of a technician or even an apprentice going forward. Obviously, apprenticeships, we invest in the training, and you start out on a road and you build up to that, but in the long term, you're definitely better off. It has proven itself over the years. We get several good people within the company moving up.
I wouldn't have turned up for the last 30 odd years if I didn't enjoy it. Like any job, there's days where it's tough, but overcoming the challenges. My real thing about it all, you've got to work hard. You don't get anything for nothing, and if you want to become a sales director for a company like this, you've got to put the hours in, you've got to put the effort in, and you've got to work hard. Anyone that works hard can succeed.
The way I see it is, if you've got an apprenticeship, it's something that nobody can ever take away from you. You go to college, you'll learn a trade and to a certain extent, but you won't ever get the full hands-on like you do doing something like this. And how many people can say they work on big tractors and combines and things like that? It's awesome. You tend to build up a reputation with customers, and the customers, farming customers, are really good fun.
Quite a few farmers will ask for certain people to go out to their farms or machinery because they like having that person. They're confident with that person, and they know that when, say, I get out to a customer, that I will do my job to their satisfaction. They know I'm not going to try and say lift their leg and sell them excessive amount of parts, or take twice as long as it should to do the job.
We founded this company on service and looking after our customers. Our best technicians are people who are really bright and really clever. You're looking at a highly complex machine, lots of electronics, hydraulics, pneumatics, all those things worked in, along with a lot of computer software. And you've got to think, if there's a fault with the machine, you've got to really trace it back, look at diagrams, use information and be methodical to work out what the fault is.
I like my job, and I'm quite good at my job. I say quite good, being modest. And I enjoy fixing things and seeing things being broken or not working, and knowing that I can go up to that thing, work out what's wrong with it, and then fix it and see it driving off again. There's a great deal of satisfaction in the job.
We have a lot of experienced technicians, and I just feel that we can send people to college, which we do within the apprenticeship, and we provide a lot of training, but the best learning is usually on the job. So I want to keep that knowledge within the company and transfer it to younger people who are coming into the company.